you for joining us today as we explore downtown Santa Ana's hidden gems. There's going to be art, food, and culture. Enjoy.
Si te acercas a mí, sepa que nunca te voy a mentir. Cocino, te cuido, te hago feliz. Si la calle me llama, me tengo que ir. Quédate quieta, callejera, ya no corras más. Si tu maleta, callejera, debes de soltar. Mis padres cansados de siempre decir, hay mucho peligro.
Hello everyone, we are inside 4th Street Marketplace and I have the pleasure of meeting and introducing to you folks Thomas, the owner of Loose Leaf Company. He has some exciting news to share about when they're gonna open their brand new location in the heart of Santa Ana. So Thomas, tell us.
So what's up guys? So my name is Thomas. I am the owner of Loose Leaf Boba Company. So right now we're actually in soft opening in the 4th Street Market. We're actually going to grand open on September 12th, which is a Saturday. We're giving out tons of free drinks, 100 free milk teas for the first 100 people. And also we're having a traditional line dance store blessing, which is really awesome. If you guys have never seen a line dance before, you should have stopped by. On top of that, we specialize in like fresh pressed teas, real ingredients, organic matcha, house-made drinks, artisanal things like that. Yeah, I mean that's basically who we are. We're all about community and culture. We're so excited to be here in downtown Santa Ana in the 4th Street Market.
Thank you, Thomas. Now I have to ask, I'm a huge foodie and I love pretty drinks, but is there a drink that's like your favorite that we have to order?
There is. It's our Banana Foster's milk. So it's inspired by the Banana Foster dessert, which originated in New Orleans, Louisiana. We kind of took our Asian approach to it. We put like Asian-inspired ingredients and trying to mimic the taste of the Banana Foster dessert. It's actually one of our top sellers. We actually make our banana paste and everything in-house with pandan, which is Asian vanilla that we use to heighten the flavor and the taste.
You guys heard it here first at the Hot Hour with Maria, the Hot Tortilla. Thank you, Thomas. I can't wait for you guys to check out the grand opening. It's gonna be awesome. I'm really excited to try this amazing drink. So if you guys are around or plan a trip to downtown Santa Ana, because Loose Leaf Boba is in the house. Look at the cool lids, guys. Woo! Safe sippy cup for clumsy people like myself. Oh wow, that matcha tastes so good, especially right now because it's so hot. And I got it the so-so level. I mean, you can customize it, make it super sweet, not too sweet. I don't tend to like super sweet things, so this is just right for me. Cheers, guys. Hello, Santa Ana. Today we are going to explore the GCS Art Gallery. There happens to be a show inside, so I'm gonna take you along and we're gonna meet the owner. So let's go explore.
Hello, my name's Hector and welcome to GCS Clothing Store and Art Gallery. We've been in Santa Ana for 11 years now, since April 1st, 2009, specializing in clothing, art supplies, other knickknacks and goodies, stickers and pins and whatnot. We host art shows, in-store performances. We're open pretty much every day, so come on through and check out what we got.
Hello everyone, we're here at the GCS Art Gallery with artist Jazmine Woods, and she's gonna talk about her awesome works.
Hello, I'm Jazz. I'm a new artist here in Santa Ana. One of my passions is abandoned photography. Here's one in LA I took, and here's another one in San Diego. Another one of my passions is portrait photography, fashion portrait photography. Here's one I took actually in Santa Ana in 4th Street Market right here in the back patio. It's an amazing place to shoot, one of my favorite places to shoot, all in Santa Ana. Amazing artwork here. Thank you very much.
Quédate quieta, callejera, ya no corras más. Si tu maleta, callejera, debes de soltar. Quédate quieta, callejera, ya no corras más. Si tu maleta.
Hey guys, I just ran into my good friend Jorge. We are longtime friends when GCS was like inside the Centura building. Wow, what a trip. Like it's been ages.
So many years, yeah.
But you're a big time Santanero.
Big time.
Tell us your story.
Well, actually born in Orange, not born at UCI Hospital, but lived in Santana my entire life, 40 years now. And I've loved watching it flourish from the shops being old quinceañera shops and vaquero and all that. So what it is now, it's a hub for everyone, you know? So not just one cultural basis to an expansion of everyone else, you know? So it's wonderful to see my city become something this beautiful.
And you heard it straight from George. It's such a beautiful, inviting city. Like you guys have to make your way out here if you're not from Santana, and if you're from Santana, like keep showing up, keep, you know, supporting small businesses, and just, yeah, tell a friend. Today we are checking out Patches and Pins Expo in downtown Santa Ana. We're in the 4th Street Marketplace, and look how lively it is. So excited to bring you guys along. Let's go. Hello everyone, we are here at Patches and Pins Expo. We stopped by the Ruby Red Pins booth, and they specialize in vintage pins. And I mean, just check out their exquisite collection. I've got this very bare jacket that I need to, you know, fill up. I got a couple pins here and there, but let's see what cool finds. Now, hi, who do you have the pleasure of meeting today?
My name is Maruvia, and I've decided to open up a little vintage store of collectible pins that I personally collected since 1984.
Wow, so Maruvia here has been collecting pins since 1984. And what inspired you to do this?
It was a thing in junior high for me that we collected buttons from, you know, all the bands that would come out, and we would put them on our jackets, trench coats, anything, backpacks, and you know, we go show up to school and be like, oh, look what I got. Oh, you want to trade? And then that's how I began trading pins. And everywhere I traveled, I also bought pins, or I asked people to bring me a pin back from their travels. And that's how it got so huge.
That's a wonderful thing. Now we, you know, your customers can enjoy some of these beautiful pins that you've been collecting.
To share.
That's a wonderful thing. And wow, like I'm a little overwhelmed right now because there are just so many to look through. So wow, I love it. And how can we find you on social media?
You can find me on Ruby Red Pins.
Ruby Red Pins. Instagram. We will follow and support.
Thank you.
Keeping small business alive is what we like to do. So thank you. I can't wait to shop. Tell us about the character that we have here.
So his name is Donnie, and like I always thought like something cool. There's a mascot, right? So like I'm really into NBA, and you see how they have their mascot. So I was like, man, the event's so cool. We need our own dude. I don't want to use Art Simpson to promote the event. Like I want to use our own dude. So I thought, wouldn't it be cool to have like a little dude that was like a skull guy? So we just got the keys to a store here, a storefront on 4th Street, 206 East 4th Street, and it's called Donnie because it's like his house. So we're gonna sell like vintage clothing, sneakers, vintage toys, comic books, like just all kinds of like cool, like really cool stuff. And of course, patches and pins. We're gonna have like.
¿Qué pasa, Santana? We are about to head over to the Gente Night Market. It's happening right now, so we just visited Patches and Pins, and Gente Night Market is a whole different vibe, and you're gonna get to explore it with me. It's all about keeping small business alive, and it's gonna be awesome. But first, safety. Just got this super cool mask. And it's like super hot, so we gotta get a fan. So follow me.
Si te acercas a mí, sepa que nunca te voy a mentir. Cocino, te cuido, te hago feliz. Si la calle me llama, me tengo que ir.
And folks, you know I love my spicy, yummy treats. And here I am with Jennifer from J Trails Mix, and her stuff is amazing. She was born and raised in Santa Ana, but you know, she's drove all the way from Arizona to be here, sharing her amazing goodies with all of us. If you couldn't make it to Henton Night Market, or you won't be coming down anytime soon, please support them on Instagram and Facebook, J's Trail Mix.
Callejera, ya no corras más. Si tu maleta, callejera, debes de soltar. Mis padres cansados de siempre decir, hay mucho peligro.
Today I'm here with a cult member, and he's gonna just share why he loves this brand so much.
Alright guys, so this is Joey, aka Creature as well on Instagram. The reason why I fall in love with this brand, it gives you an outlet to be an individual. So that's a big thing that I really care about, is just being yourself. Slushcult's always there to back someone up that wants to be an individual. I work at Zoomy, so the reason why I got into this brand is because I saw it come through my store. And then by that, it got me a connection to actually land an internship with Slushcult and Slushcult himself. But like I said, it's just a great brand to be yourself. It's a great family to back you up if you don't have a clique, a cult, or anyone, a family to go to. Slushcult's there for you guys.
No me da la gana dejar el mundo porque me quieren controlar. Si me da la gana viajar y no parar, sabes dónde me encontrarás.
Hello everyone, today we have a really fun interview. We are at the headquarters of Slushcult. My guest today is the owner, aka Slush God, here to answer some really fun questions.
Awesome, glad to be here.
And then I'm really curious, what an amazing brand and community you have built and created online. Can you share a little bit about how this concept began for your business?
Yeah, so it kind of all started as a joke, which is kind of weird to admit, but that's truly kind of how it happened. Me and a good group of friends would literally send text messages to each other just to try and make each other jealous of who got their slushie for that day and who didn't. And it was around the same time when social media was kind of picking up and becoming more of a popular thing. And so we kind of converted the text to Instagram, and we noticed almost right away that the hashtag that we had made had a lot more people in it than just us. And it was kind of a funny conversation of, hey, who is this? Is this your homie? And they'd be like, no, I thought this was your friend. Like, these are just strangers who are posting pictures of slushies in our hashtag. And so I thought, you know what, this could become something more than what it is right now. And so I made an Instagram for it, and I made a little sticker literally at home with spray paint and little crappy paper sticker material, and I would cut them out all by hand because I couldn't afford to actually make stickers the right way. And I did a post on Instagram saying, hey, if anybody wants these stickers, just send me a DM and I'll send them to your house for free. And I didn't really know what I was doing at the time, and literally hundreds of DMs started pouring in. And once I got through making 1,000 stickers by hand, I realized that this is not really efficient at all, but it's also, I knew it was snowballing into something more important than just a joke. And I hit up my buddies and I kind of said, hey, I kind of want to do something with this, and I think that this could become something more. I kind of have a background in clothing and doing, not necessarily brands, but I knew how it was, because I worked in retail for a long time and I had experience with the brand before. And I said, you know what, I really want to give it a shot. And they were all supportive of it. I printed one t-shirt in my garage with my own screen printing equipment, and we might have made 20 or 30 shirts. And they all sold out the first day. And that's when I was like, whoa, okay, this could really become something that's more than what I initially thought of. And literally we're now 8 years in the future, and it's kind of still the same thing. It's a fun, lighthearted brand that I do just because it's really my passion and it's really what I like to do for fun, and it kind of just accidentally became my career. You know, it's allowed us to do a lot of really weird things. Like we have an office, we have our flagship store here, and you know, it's kind of allowed us to build this really fun community online through social media, and it's been a really weird roller coaster, but it's been an awesome one that I've enjoyed every single day, and I wouldn't want to do anything else for sure.
So Slushcult, what made you choose your current location?
Yeah, so I was born in Orange County and I grew up in the IE, but Orange County always felt more home. I had always had family here, my parents worked here, so it was kind of the weird, I wasn't placed here, but I always felt like I should be. And I've kind of lived all over California as an adult, just through other careers that I had before this, and I realized that when I'm in Orange County, I always felt the most home. And the first time I came down to Santa Ana, which was actually to visit a couple other stores that I happen to be friends with, I walked around the downtown area and it just felt good. And I don't really know how to describe it to people other than Santa Ana is like one of the only places in California that I can feel the culture like in the air. And it's like when you walk down these streets, which I also really enjoy, that everything's kind of close enough to walk through. But when you walk through, like you can really feel, it feels like home. It just feels different. You know, like I've been a lot of places in California, and you can walk down certain streets and you don't get a vibe or a feeling at all. Versus here, it just felt right. And I don't really know what it was, but it boils down to me just to the culture. And Santa Ana has such a rich culture that I'm really excited to kind of become a part of. I didn't necessarily grow up through it, but as soon as I got here, it just felt welcoming, and it felt like I needed to be in here to try and help it grow in different ways and in just new ways that it hasn't had before. And we're excited to be here, and we're really excited to kind of be brought in and kind of accepted right away. And now it's just my job to make sure that we preserve what's already here, plus adding a little bit colorful spin to it. So it's been really fun, and I hope to be here for long term.
I want to talk about your logo a little bit. Like the colors, they're everywhere. I love neon, and I'm sure you do too, but how come these colors? What do they mean to you?
It's funny because the colors of our brand has almost become more important than any logo or any design that we've made. And I always like to tell people that everything happens on accident, but it was by design, and it was very calculated and planned out by myself, just because my goal from the very beginning has been long term. I'm not doing this to get a quick buck and quit. I'm not doing this there's so many reasons why people start brands for the wrong reasons, and I really wanted to do everything for the right reason. And part of that was the branding. We chose the 3 colors actually because when I was making the stickers in my garage, it happened to be the 3 colors of spray paint that I had. Because I've always liked neon colors. I've always been into hot pink. I've always liked bright orange. Even as a kid, like I had a hot pink bike. I had a bright orange bike. It's always been part of it to me just because I've personally been different. And when we were going to start the brand, the 3 colors, to me, even though it was kind of a happy accident, ended up representing like the idea of it's okay to be different. It's okay to be bright. It's okay to stand out in the crowd. And it's okay that even though you're doing something that's not always accepted by everyone, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't feel good about yourself. And that's kind of where it molded into. But it's also just, for us, it was an important branding piece because when you see something that is those 3 colors and you're familiar with the brand, it instantly resonates with you. Like I've had people send me Instagram pictures of like sponges at Walmart, and they're like, "Oh, bro, they're copying you," and it's like, it's just a coincidence. But when people see those 3 colors in sequence, they instantly think of the brand, and that goes back to, you know, for me, it was brands like Tommy Hilfiger, Polo, Ralph Lauren. Like, you see those red, white, blue, and you think Tommy Hilfiger, even if it's not necessarily that. You think that. When you see bright red, you think Coca-Cola, even though it's has nothing to do with it. It's just they kind of, you use that colorway so much that it becomes a part of your identity. This at the very beginning wasn't exactly intended that way, but very quickly it grew into something that we'll have for definitely the rest of the brand's life. And it's really fun to kind of spin certain items that you don't normally see in neon into a neon item, like the ski mask. We did bright ski masks a long time ago, and when we first started doing them, it was definitely not normal. And now it's become something that has just, it lives and breathes in everything we do in the brand. So I love it, and it's something that's not exactly for everybody, but we're not exactly for everybody, and that's okay. And that's kind of where the brand has gone over the past couple of years.
I do want to bring up the fact that we are in a pandemic, but I'm sure like the audience watching is curious how you adapted, but how you turned this negative situation and made it work for you.
Yeah, I mean, first things first, I'm very used to wearing masks, so that was not a problem from the get-go. But the biggest thing for us was, for me being, I don't like the word influencer, but for us having a brand that has a bigger following and has an influence on the younger generations, my biggest goal for the pandemic was just making sure that we could give some level of normalcy to the rest of the world. So it was less about, oh, woe is me, what are we gonna do? You know, we did have to close the store the first like 2.5 months because there was no regulations yet, there was no way to be open, it was just, you have to close. So we did close at first, and the initial idea that came out of that was doing our movie nights with social media. And for me it was, what can we do to make some level of normalcy for everyone who is already freaking out and not having a good time, rather than worry about my own self freaking out. The only way that I can kind of combat that was, let's do a service for somebody else. And so we started doing these social media movie nights where we were playing different movies and kind of doing questions, and I was having guests come on, and that was really fun. Then when it got to be time to open the store back up, we had a lot of kind of really weird decisions to make that we've never really dealt with before, which was, are we comfortable with people coming inside? Are we not comfortable with it? How do I keep my employees safe? How do I keep our customers safe? How do I keep our community safe? We kind of changed the way the store is to basically be what we call snack bar service, which is pretty much like a walk-up window or a drive-through where you don't necessarily get to come in the store, but luckily the store is small enough to where if you stand at the front of it, you're going to see kind of what's inside. And we made this new marketing signage that kind of looks like an ice cream truck, and you're basically able to pick items off of the menu. And we're kind of experimenting with that every day just because it is different. But you know, it was a weird transition because I'm not real big on rules, but you know, committing to cleaning and having everyone wear masks and having, you know, everything on schedule to where it's going to be safe, because that was my biggest concern. Was I could care less about the money in this thing because, you know, obviously money makes the world go round and it is important to us, but it was more or less, if anyone were to get sick here and it was to become my fault, or if I knew that was something that we did wrong, I would never forgive myself. So it was a big important thing for us just to make sure that, number one, everything is safe. And if that ends up me having to close, then too bad, we'll have to do it. But this new kind of middle transition has worked for us for now, and it's probably what we'll continue to do for the rest of the year. And then we'll just kind of see where it goes. I mean, the COVID situation is such a weird, it changes every day, and it's not necessarily bad or good. It's just different all the time, and it's kind of luckily, because we're a small brand and because we're very able to adapt, because to be honest, surviving, our economy the last 5 years has been us adapting constantly anyways. So this was just like a new challenge for us to battle. And that's kind of how we take it. Is it's a challenge, but it's nothing that we haven't dealt with before. Even though it's a little different, it's still something that we can navigate, and we just kind of figure it out. But it has been hard. I'm not going to lie and say it hasn't been, but we just don't focus on that. We try and focus on where we can go and all the good that has come out of it, and we just try to focus on that, and that makes the darker stuff a little bit lighter.
Thank you for sharing all this. This is super, to me it's inspiring, but I'm sure for other people that, are business owners or they're thinking about starting a business, it's just such a positive message to, just keep going and just keep being resilient and moving forward. And I'm curious, this is an exclusive interview. What fun projects do you have in the works that you can mention?
So we just announced it a little bit ago, but we do have a really fun collaboration coming out with Gecko Hawaii. Gecko is a brand from the early 80s that inspired me as a kid. I mean, it was something that I'm a 90s kid, so I grew up wearing it. And, even though at the time I don't think I realized it was a big influence on me, it definitely was. When you look at his color schemes, he uses a lot of neon, he uses a lot of fun patterns, and even the logo itself is a fun little gecko wearing sunglasses. So for me, it was like the collaboration that I've waited my whole life for. I just never knew it until now. And we're gonna have a really, really fun batch of clothing with him, and that's gonna drop probably within the next month. And then after that, for fall, it's actually our 8-year anniversary this year, and we're trying to go as hard as we can. We have a huge collection coming out, all with like our just very heavily branded for us, and it's going to be something that's really special because we've never really focused so much on ourselves. And this time it was kind of, we're only going to be this old once. Let's go ham and let's try and make it really fun, but let's also make it something that is really for our core customers, and not to say that it's not for new customers too, but it's something really special for our cult members, and it's something really special just for me, just because a lot of times when we design, we're designing based on trend, and we're designing based on what we think is going to do well. This was more or less really going to make what I want to do, and hopefully you guys like it, because if you don't, there you go.
And I think whenever you purchase like a brand item, something that you made, you really give it so much thought, because even like the inseam, the tags, the stickers, everything, it's like once you have an item, like you really join this cult. But it's a positive thing. Like what positive messages, are you really instilling?
So we do call our customers cult members, because that's really what we sought out to create from the beginning. Was I don't need customers, I need cult followers who are committed to whatever we end up doing, and however we end up changing, they're going to be with us no matter what the ride is. And that's been something that was always a focus, but in these later years of the business has really become crucial, because especially during times like COVID and with everything shutting down, we haven't had to face those crazy struggles because our cult members have always been there to back us. And now it's basically just trying to find fun ways to kind of unite them and also just promote something positive for the world. I've always been a pretty positive dude. Whether that ends up being good for me or hurting me, it's just who I am. I can't get rid of it. So in everything we make, I try and sneak in little bits here and there. And, with our clothing, it's just all about the small details. There's millions and millions of brands. There's thousands of streetwear brands. The only way really to stand out the way that we do is because we make very high quality goods, and we don't forget the small details. Even like something as simple as like our inside message on like where the sizing label is. Be nice to your mom, support your homies, don't be afraid to be yourself. And that really reigns true in everything that we do, just because I always wanted to do this, because when I was growing up, there wasn't a whole lot of brands that promoted the things that I wanted to see. So I took it upon myself to do that with our brand, and I'm hoping that others kind of follow suit, just because there's enough seriousness already in the world, and if we can make someone smile and make someone have just a good time and maybe just forget that they're living in a pandemic right now, then I feel like I've done my job.
And I love that. On that positive note, like, you have all these positive messages. One of my favorites, that you sucked before you were cool. Like, to me, that's just like embracing the suck, you know? Like, you make something so positive out of, you know, a negative thing. Like, you know, so I love that so much. And, you know, I'm now like a new cult member. I actually started following your brand through the movie night. In a really dark time, I felt connected with a lot of people, and you did that. So.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, it was a lot of fun, and the reason and the feeling that you got out of that was the exact reason why we wanted to do it, because I knew that there was a lot of people that were not having a good time, because deep down inside I wasn't. So it was like, what could we do to further build the bond with our customers, but also just to give back? You know, like, giving back is such a big portion of the brand that a lot of people forget to do when they have a business. And for me, it's always been engraved in my soul that, like, whatever I can do to give back to the community, even if it's something as silly as just laughing online, that does build that further bond between them and us, to where they really don't feel like customers. And that's has been a weird thing that some people don't understand, but I don't want to focus on customers. Sure, if you want to buy a t-shirt from me, I love that. Thank you. I appreciate you supporting the business, but I'd much rather you become our friend, and I'd much rather you become a part of our family. And that's really what becoming a cult member entails. Is you're not just here for one shirt and then it's gone. Like, you're here. I mean, we've had followers who have been with us since like the first month of existing, and they're still here because we've given them more than just an item. It's always been more than just the clothes. It really has become a family.
Family and a community.
Love it.
Thank you so much, Slushcult, for having us here in your headquarters. It was super fun. I hope everyone learned something about this awesome business that's here in Santa Ana.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us. I really appreciate it.
Si te acercas a mí, sepa que nunca te voy a mentir. Cocino, te cuido, te hago feliz. Si la calle me llama, me tengo que ir. Quédate quieta, callejera, ya no corras más sin tu maleta.
Hello everyone, today we are at Alta Baja Market on 4th Street in Santa Ana. And Alta Baja Market is so amazing. Make sure you subscribe to their newsletter or follow them on social media. And you can follow Alta Baja Market because they have amazing things happening, like a wine club and pozole Sundays. And you don't want to miss out on these amazing events.
Amigos son padres y me preguntan cuándo tendré hijos, seré embarazada. No saben lo rico, saber libertad. Nací pa' la calle, no voy conformada. Quédate quieta, callejera, ya no corras más. Sin tu maleta, callejera, debes sentar.
Hi, I'm Delilah. I'm owner of Alta Baja Market. We're located in downtown Santa Ana at 4th Street Market. We are a market, cafe, educational space dedicated to celebrating the flavors and makers of California, the American Southwest, and Mexico. We do things like beer and wine tastings, walking food tours, and just a whole bunch of other things. A couple of the things that we're known for is our New Mexican blue cornbread, and it's made with blue cornmeal. It's actually blue cornbread. It's super popular, everybody loves it. And we're also known for our micheladas. I think right now we have about 9 or 10 different flavors, and we're coming out with 2 more in the next couple of months. They're top secret, sorry I can't share here, but maybe we can share in the future. We have a huge selection of wines from Mexico's Valle de Guadalupe. We actually have a Baja wine club, so if you're not close to our store, you can go on our website, You can join our Baja Wine Club, and we actually ship the wines to your door. And then we also do tasting events. And one of the things that we're doing, because of COVID, is we're doing a Zoom tasting event with Baja winemakers. I think we actually sell probably the largest collection of Baja wines. I think we have at one point between 20 and 35 different wines. So if you're a big fan of Baja wines, I suggest you coming and visiting us.
Today I have the special honor of introducing my very dear friend, Loni Paniagua, and I'm going to let her introduce herself and what she's all about.
Hi everyone, my name's Loni, and I'm just super excited to be here with Maria. I am a mom of 3. I have a 12-year-old, a 9, and a 4-year-old, and I'm also a realtor, and I am also the founder of Amiga Social Club.
Well, Loni, thank you for being a special guest on today's, the Hot Hour show with the Hot Tortilla. I am really excited for everyone watching to get to know you, being this super phenomenal woman who does so much for the community. And we're gonna get to know you a little bit better, ask you a couple of questions about your mission, this awesome club that you started, and basically your life, because you're a mom, you're a boss woman, you do so much. And in celebration of my birthday month, I chose this really cool local eatery to come support, some of my favorite foods. Their chilaquiles are amazing, and you're going to try them, and they're super divine. I always order chilaquiles, but today happens to be a Sunday, kind of like Sunday brunch, and it's a pozole Sunday here at Alta Baja Market. It's super exquisite. They also have kits that you can take home and make your own pozole if you can't enjoy it here like we are, socially distancing. So I'm really excited to try it.
I love their chilaquiles. I think Delilah does an exceptional job in bringing all these yummy, delicious stuff together. So
yes,
and she highlights all of our neighborhoods. I think they all have really cool names, so I'm really excited.
Yes, and the drinks are really amazing. I mean, look, we're having Topo Chico, which is mineral water from, Mexico, like here in its cup, and amazing micheladas that are super tasty, that are great.
My favorite.
But dig into your chilaquiles. Oh my goodness.
Will do.
Hey, Loni, so you know how I love spicy food, and I'm always trying to build up tolerance for
It is
how
the hot hour.
spicy I can handle it. It is the hot hour, and Alta Baja Market presented us with these spicy jalapenos. They're like raw. You can kind of see the seeds.
I'm with you on the spiciness. I love all kinds of.
I love spicy. So I'm gonna just bite into one, and hopefully
Go
I don't
at
die.
it. Have fun.
Definitely spicy. Good thing I have my tortilla just to kill it a little bit. One more. Let's take it up a notch. This one has a lot of seeds, so.
So, how spicy is it on a level of 1 to 10?
This one's a 5. I think the actual pozole is spicier.
Which one did you get? The pozole verde?
Mm-hmm.
Is that the vegan one or?
I'm pretty sure it's the vegan one.
I've tried the red one. The red one's delicious too. But chilaquiles are kind of my favorite.
I mean, it's amazing. Like if you want to try the vegan, I eat meat, but this one is so good. It has like cauliflower inside too, which is a very interesting taste for me, I'm styling my pozole with cabbage and cebolla, which means onion. But the secret ingredient is some oregano. It's like some spice, and it really brings out the flavor a little bit more. So Loni, I am really curious. I love that our city provides lots of opportunities for collaboration.
Yes.
And I know Alta Baja Market holds a special place in your heart, and it has to do with that organization. So please tell us about Amiga Social Club.
Okay.
You are the founder, but why did you create such a club?
So the reason I decided to start Amiga Social Club was because I was at the beginning stages of building my own business back as a realtor, and I just felt like there was a need. There was a need for women in general here in our community to have a space where we can either support each other or collaborate or just highlight each other's, strengths. And I decided to do a yearly event. In doing that, I reached out mostly a lot of my friends or a lot of women in business that I have met in the last 2-3 years. I decided to just throw a big brunch together just so that everybody can meet each other. And it so happened that a lot of people either had ties to Santa Ana or we're in some way, shape, or form involved with downtown or Santa Ana in general.
That's incredible. And the types of workshops that you offer, they have to do a lot with women in business,
yes,
wellness, and what other categories?
Community.
And community.
Yeah. So those workshops are pretty much open to whoever. So if someone in our community wants to host a workshop, they can reach out. We'll go ahead and facilitate the space. I mean, now after COVID, it's going to be we've been trying to do them virtual, but hopefully in the near future we'll be able to be back here. But we'll facilitate the space, the promotion, flyers, everything. And if you are in any of those categories, you can be a host for a workshop. You know, we're just here to be supportive and to support the cause, maybe. So
yes, and right now the community can join Amiga Social Club by, you know, following along on social media or signing up for the newsletter on the website. But tell us, I know some exciting things.
It's free, guys. So
it's
you guys
free. And the important thing is, like, there's always really fun learning opportunities.
Yes.
So tell us a very special one is the Civil Sundays.
Yes. So Jean, she just started Civil Sundays about a month ago, and the message we're trying to get out with that is, and I think overall the whole purpose of Amigas is that we want to provide information and resources. We want to, whether it's, you know, on this aspect of Civil Sundays, which is we're really trying to educate people on the importance of voting and what exactly it means to vote. And, you know, it's not just about voting every 4 years for president. We want to show them how you should be involved and educated on things, starting with your own community and your city and
locally. And
locally,
that's really great. And there's also on Mondays, it's like a motivational Monday quote.
Yes.
And it's
I always look forward.
Yes, I love Mondays because it's like quotes from women, and then on Thursdays, it's Takeover Thursday,
Yes.
like interviews with really amazing mujeres in the community.
Yes.
That are doing really great things.
Yes.
And it's great to like tune in and listen to other people's perspective on a certain subject or a certain, you know.
I've been really surprised with the Takeover because a lot of these people, I somehow had followed them and I had no idea either that they were, how local they were. I don't know, it's really nice. It's really nice when you get to start putting face to the Instagram or the social media and start getting to know them on a personal level. So we're building a lot of very genuine connections and friendships. Some people are becoming really close friends, which is really nice. It's been really nice to see how all this has evolved.
And I love that. That's something that you're doing, building connection, building community.
Yes.
And for anyone at home that feels like they want to be part of this community, especially if you're a woman, like please check out Amiga Social Club because it's a really inclusive just group that Santa Ana has 2 hours of free parking in the parking structures if you don't want to worry about putting money in the meters because it's so easy to get distracted. And the adventure continues. I'm going to take Loni on a walking exploration tour of downtown Santa Ana.
En un Drive tenemos a 5 años. Hemos hecho por más de 5 años diseños de novia, pero confeccionados a la medida. Y yo trabajo esto desde hace por más de 25 años, lo que es diseño de mona en alta costura. Afortunadamente ahorita pues ya empezamos a abrir un poco los negocios, pero estuvimos cerrados casi por 2 o 3 meses. Esto de la ciudad nos ha dado la oportunidad ahorita de abrir y trabajar afuera, pero siempre hemos tratado de estar a la vanguardia y tener precios un poco bajos para apoyar a la gente que también se ha quedado sin trabajo. Esto es lo que nosotros hacemos. Estos son los accesorios de la quinceañera y estos son los vestidos. Estos vestidos la mayor parte son hechos a mano. Y antes de entrar, aquí tenemos cubrebocas. Los cubrebocas tienen filtro. Tratamos de que la gente tenga esos precios por el apoyo que queremos darles. Mira, si gustas pasar, esto es lo que tenemos. Tenemos secciones de boda de 15 años. Tenemos lo que es renta de mantelería. La mantelería ahorita está muy escasa, muy difícil de conseguirla. Y nosotros tenemos un poco de mantelería, de cristalería Tenemos lo que es la sección para bodas. Mira todo lo que es un poco surtido, no mucho. Tenemos coronas, tenemos accesorios para bodas, quinceañera, todo lo que es para, se puede decir, las tradiciones hispanas. Mira, esto es lo que es, un poco de todo.
Like you just heard, we are inside Nino's Bridal. Valentin, the owner, just shared that part of his mission is to bring a little bit of that Hispanic culture, you know, keep it going, keep it alive. So here he has like handmade dresses and designer dresses and a lot of the things that are scarce right now, but they find a way to make it happen and to keep, you know, the traditions alive. So that's something that's so beautiful. And to me, it's so heartwarming seeing things like my relatives in Mexico, where we're from. These celebrations, like our first communions and weddings, they're a big part of our life. So here, you know, a lot of these ninos, for those of you guys don't know, it's kind of like your short form for padrinos, which is like your godfather, your godmother. They're like your sponsors for your big celebrations like first communion or your weddings. So I think it's such a clever name, Nino's Bridal here in Santana.
Callejera debes asombrar. No me da la gana dejar el mundo porque me quieren controlar. Si me da la gana viajar y no parar, sabes dónde.
So I just came out of this really cool shop. It's right here in Santana on 4th Street. You guys have to check it out and visit their website. Loni and I are ending our adventures by enjoying some delicious ice cream from La Michoacana Express. They're local here in Santana on Calle 4, and it is so good, such a hot day. I highly recommend them.
Perfect treat.
Perfect treat for a perfect day. Thank you, Loni, for being my guest on the Hot Hour. We'll see you guys real soon.